When you see a dying orchid, I know what your first instinct is, to throw it away. But don't, because today I'm going to show you exactly how to bring a dying orchid back from the very brink, using nothing but simple, natural ingredients you already have at home. Now, before we do anything, we need to observe. Look at this orchid carefully. What we have here is a double problem. The first issue is crown rot. See that dark brown, almost black, mushy area right at the very center of the plant? That is a bacterial or fungal infection, and it started because water got trapped in the crown. The crown is the heart of the orchid, so when that gets compromised, it cuts off the nutrient and water supply to the rest of the plant. And that leads us straight into the second problem, severe dehydration. Look at these leaves. Instead of being a deep, healthy green, they're yellow, wrinkled, leathery, and limp. Despite how bad the leaves look, the root system is surprisingly strong and viable. You can see a substantial network of thick, plump green roots wrapping around the potting medium. While there is a bit of localized discoloration and a few dry aerial roots on the side, the presence of so much firm, vibrant green means these roots are still actively capable of absorbing moisture and nutrients, making the chances of surviving and recovering from the crown rot are significantly higher. But before we move forward, we still need to go through these roots carefully, one by one. What you're looking for is anything that feels hollow, mushy, or papery when you squeeze it gently. Anything that crumbles, bends without resistance, or is turned dark brown all the way through, that comes off. If it's dead, remove it. And the whole point of this is to give the plant the cleanest possible slate to work from. You see, when an orchid's still carrying dead and damaged roots, it wastes energy trying to maintain them. Energy that should be going toward recovery, toward new root growth. By removing everything that's beyond saving, we're essentially telling the plant, stop looking backward, start growing forward. Next, we need to give the whole plant a thorough wash. I'm using a gentle water spray for this. What we're doing here is washing away any remaining debris, any residue from the dead roots we just removed, and any lingering bacteria or fungal spores that might still be clinging to the plant. Because remember, this orchid had crown rot. That means active bacteria or fungus was present. And the last thing we want is to carry any of that into the next stage of recovery. All right. Now for our first. We're going to start by filling our container with clean water. I'm using around 500 milliliters here, room temperature. And the thing we're adding in, a few drops is genuinely all you need. You'll see the water turn this deep, vivid pink or purple color almost immediately. What it's doing is essentially sterilizes everything it comes into contact with, killing off any remaining infection at the source before it gets the chance to spread any further. Now, take your orchid and submerge the entire root system into the solution, making sure every root is fully covered. Then set it aside and let it sit for roughly 30 minutes. While our orchid is soaking, let's get our second solution ready. And for this one, we're using garlic. Go ahead and peel off the skin. Then cut it down into small pieces. What we're after is something called allicin, and it's released the moment you cut or crush it. Allicin is an incredibly powerful natural antibacterial and antifungal agent. And for an orchid that's been dealing with crown rot and fungal infection, this is exactly the kind of reinforcement we need to bring in. Pack all those garlic pieces into the jar. Then we're going to add in a few teaspoons of breadcrumbs. Then fill everything up with water. Now, breadcrumbs are actually rich in carbohydrates and organic matter, and what they do in this solution is feed the beneficial microorganisms that are going to work alongside the garlic. Give it a gentle stir and let that sit for about an hour. After 30 minutes, take the orchid out of the potassium permanganate solution and look at it now. Already you can see the roots looking cleaner and more defined than before. But here you'll notice one of the leaves has actually fallen off during the soak. It means that leaf was already completely gone, fully taken out by the rot, and the plant has essentially let it go. We also need to wipe it thoroughly with a tissue, as we need it to be moist, not clogged. Now take your cinnamon powder and apply a generous layer directly onto the trimmed areas of the roots. What it does is seal those fresh cuts and create a protective barrier that stops bacteria and fungal spores from entering through the open wounds. With everything treated and ready, it's finally time to repot. Start by positioning the plant right in the center of the pot. You want it standing upright, stable, and centered before you add anything else. Hold the plant in place with one hand, and with the other, start filling in around the roots with pine bark. Work it in slowly and gently. You're not packing it in tight, you're just guiding it down in between the roots. You want the medium to settle naturally around the root system, leaving enough space for air to circulate. Remember, orchid roots need to breathe just as much as they need moisture. Keep filling until the roots are fully covered and the plant feels stable and secure on its own. We're going to top the whole thing with a thin layer of moss, just enough to cover the surface of the pine bark. Now, the moss serves a really specific purpose here. It acts as a moisture regulator for the top layer of the pot. On hot, dry days, it holds just enough humidity close to the roots without letting things get waterlogged. After about an hour, go back to your garlic and breadcrumb solution. Give it a really good stir first, making sure everything is evenly mixed throughout the solution. Then, go ahead and strain everything out. You just want the liquid. Get rid of all the garlic pieces and breadcrumb residue at the bottom. What you're left with should be a clean, rich solution that is absolutely packed with natural antibacterial, antifungal properties from the garlic. Now take your garlic and breadcrumb solution and pour a good amount into your spray bottle. Then begin misting the entire plant. The leaves, the stem, the base, and make sure you get underneath those leaves too. The underside of the leaves is where the plant absorbs moisture most effectively, so don't skip that part. Then take the remaining solution and water it directly into the base of the pot, slowly and evenly, letting it work its way all the way down through the pine bark and moss until it reaches every part of that root system. This garlic and breadcrumb solution is going to become your routine care from now on. Use it to mist and water your orchid every 10 days, and on the days in between, simply spray a little plain water to keep the moisture levels consistent. And lastly, find a good spot and let it sit in an open, well-ventilated environment. Good airflow around the plant is going to help those fresh cinnamon-sealed cuts dry and heal properly. Stop any remaining moisture from sitting too long on the leaves and crown. After 5 weeks, you can already see new growth pushing up right through the center of the plant. Fresh, bright green shoots emerging from exactly the spot where the crown rot had taken hold. That is the most exciting thing you can see on a recovering orchid right there. The fact that new growth is coming from the crown means the infection is gone. The plant has healed from the inside out and is now actively pushing its energy into new life. The remaining leaf is standing firm, thick and green. No more wilting, no more yellowing. And underneath that moss, the root system is doing exactly what we hoped it would. And we're going to keep the momentum going by preparing a fresh new batch of our garlic and breadcrumb solution. Same process as before. Fresh garlic cloves, peeled and cut into small pieces, a few teaspoons of breadcrumbs, filled up with water, lid on, and set aside for an hour. Never reuse old solution. Always make it fresh, because what makes this treatment so effective is the active allicin from the garlic, and that starts to break down over time. A fresh batch every time means the plant is always getting the full potency of everything we put into it. Continue misting the leaves and watering the base with this solution every 10 days. And after 1 month, this is what we're looking at. Look at it now. 2 full, thick, deeply green leaves standing tall and confident. New growth shooting straight up from the center, healthy, vibrant, and full of life. And look at those roots beginning to peek out from the bottom of the pot. Strong, plump, and active. This orchid is not just surviving anymore, it is genuinely thriving. And we did all of this with garlic, breadcrumbs, cinnamon, and potassium permanganate. If you have an orchid at home that looks hopeless right now, I hope this video is proof that it is worth trying before you give up on it. And there you have it, an orchid that was rotting from the crown down, dehydrated, losing leaves, brought all the way back to life in just a few weeks, using nothing but simple, natural ingredients from your kitchen. If you found this useful, a like and a subscribe goes a long way and helps me keep making videos like this. And I'll see you in the next one.